So there are many, many, many good books in this world. And we all kind of have different ways we rate and gauge books. For me, a good book is one that makes me feel something, whether it's happiness or sadness or anger or suspense. It gets the inside of me to wake up a little bit. And there are lots of books that are good and have done that for me. I will say when a book pushes from good to great, it is a book that, one, I cannot stop thinking about, and one that when I think back after reading the book, I still have the same feelings that I did when reading the book. The same amount of sadness, the same amount of happiness, just the same feelings coursing through me that live on after the book has concluded. And the book that I'm going to be reviewing today definitely did that. So hi, my name is Talia. I love books, I love bandanas. I'm so glad you are at my channel today. Today I am going to be doing an advanced review on Kinfolk by Sean Dietrich. And let me tell you guys, you never know what you're going to get when you are requesting books on NetGalley. And this is the first book I listened to on NetGalley. Most of the books I've done have been like the digital Kindle versions, but the other day, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna look and see what they have available for audiobooks. And I just randomly selected some audiobooks, and Kinfolk was one of them. And let me say, you guys, it is by far the best book I've read from NetGalley. By far. You know, we can get a wide variety of books on there, some which are not so good. The best book I've read from NetGalley, probably my favorite of the year so far. I loved it so much. It was so good. So let's talk a little bit about the author. So Sean Deitrich is known as Sean of the South. He is well known more in the southern states, which is probably why I have not heard of him up here in the Pacific Northwest. Well known for his writing about life in the southern states. He is also a musician. So let's talk about the book a little bit. So this book takes place in Park, Alabama, and our main two characters meet when they are sharing a hospital room together. Nub Taylor is an alcoholic who is in the hospital because he was drunk driving and ran his car into the town's water tower. And Minnie Bass is I believe she's a 15-year-old girl who collapsed at work after she just found out that her mother committed suicide. Now, Nub became an alcoholic earlier in his life, pretty much as a result of his father committing suicide. So that's kind of the common bond they share. And we're going to keep this spoiler free, but kind of the way the book goes is them forming a bond and having a close relationship based on their kind of traumatic childhoods. So at first thought you'd be like, oh, this book is very like dark and intense, and there was intense scenes in this book, but I will say that Sean does such a great job of weaving it together with humor, and he has this like raw sarcasm that I feel like I find annoying in real life, but in his book, like, I loved it. And he used like extreme over exaggerations, like she served up a 9-pound piece of pie, or like when there was an intense situation happen in like this church, the preacher's heart flatlined, or like, what's another example? Or like he opened the door so slowly that Nub celebrated 4 birthdays. So like these extreme exaggerations that are just so ridiculous that they're funny. And the way he weaves it through the story was just, it was so delightful. I will say about halfway through the book, I was like, I am loving this so much. I need to know more about this guy. So I kind of started searching around his website at this point, and Sean, who is also known as Sean of the South because of his writing and work and music down in the South, he has like this blog posting that he posts every day. And as I was reading some of his postings, I was like, this sounds exactly like his style of writing in the book. And I love that because I think sometimes authors put on like a facade when they're writing and try to like make it sound a certain way. And no, like Sean of the South is just writing like what he feels, what he knows. Like, he's drawing on real life experiences in this book because his father actually also committed suicide at a super young age. So he's like drawing on his experiences, but also just being himself and talking as he does in everyday life. I've watched like some video footage of him as well, and he just seems like the most genuine, wonderful person. Like, I kind of adore Sean of the South, I'm not gonna lie. I want to read everything he's ever written. He's written a memoir, and like he has a bunch of short stories, a couple other novels. I want to read it all. I'm a fan. So overall, loved this book. Main themes are kind of like forgiveness, the ability to change, the ability to embrace people who you might not typically embrace, finding relationships and healing in unlikely places. There was just so much good stuff. I laughed a lot. I cried a lot. I still get a little choked up. I'm not gonna lie. This book gave me deep feelings. So definitely recommend. I have already pre-ordered my copy. This book is gonna be released on November 14th. And I have to have a copy in my home. My Goodreads account, if any of you guys follow my Goodreads account, it's like, I want to read all the Sean of the South books. Like, they're all listed in there. So yeah, I am just super excited that this was a book that came that way. So thank you to NetGalley, the publisher, Sean of the South, for giving me the chance to do an advanced review copy, because it did not let me down. So that is all I have to say about that. I hope you find some time today to read a good book or two. I hope you're doing well. And if you're having a bad hair day, just wear a bandana.